Welcome back to Retro Ford. It's Friday again, so we're doing a roundup video. And this week it's all about the breather system on a Zetec and what to do and what not to do. So we've got some new products here, which are these breather tanks. But first, I'm going to explain a little bit about what you need to do on a Zetec to make sure that the breather system works correctly. So if I walk around here, you can see that this, on the side of this engine here, we use this engine for mocking up, is the genuine Ford breather box. Now, some people think it's a good idea to block that off, but if you think underneath here you've got a crank spinning around with pistons going up and down, that's going to create crankcase pressure. So you need a way for it to allow the air to vent out, but not the oil. So if you block it off, then the chances are your sump gasket will give up, or a rear oil seal, a front oil seal. It's going to take the path of least resistance as far as the pressure goes, and it's got to find somewhere to go. And typically, most people that put a Zetec in rev these engines quite hard, harder than it would have been when it was in a Focus or a Mondeo. So it will then make more gas in the bottom end, effectively, and that's got to go somewhere. So Ford devised this system, and originally this would have gone back into the inlet manifold and would be burnt again as fumes, but obviously that hurts performance a little bit, and we don't want to do that, obviously. So the things that you need to keep on your engine is the original genuine Ford one of these, the PCV valve, which you can see on there. I don't know if I can pop that out. There we go. Yeah, PCV valve there, that needs to be kept. And then thankfully Ford have this pipe on here. So none of this comes in the kit because that's all part of the engine, and you should have all of that. But the things you won't have is a breather tank. So we've had these manufactured in aluminium, and they're anodized as well. And they've got a nice little aluminium screw top with a seal on, as you can see. Now, typically you'd bolt these on the inner wing as high as you possibly can so that the pipes climb all the time. So if you're coming off the engine here, you want this pipe to climb all the time. If this pipe does that, so effectively let's say it went down like that and had a U-bend, what happens is at low speed all of the oil sits in this part here, and then when you give it a rev, it boots a load of oil straight into the catch tank, and then the catch tank can fill up quite soon. Obviously that then reduces the amount of oil in the sump, and there's a potential for oil starvation. So you want the pipes to climb all the time, and what happens is the oil and air are in suspension, and the oil falls out of suspension in the air and runs back into the engine. So that's ideally what you want to do, and you ideally want this up higher than the outlet for this. So that explains that. And what we've done is put a kit together, so it doesn't matter whether you've got one of our BDA style covers, where the outlet for the breather on the rocker cover is here, or the Focus type Mondeo one, which comes out just here, or an SD170, which is here, which typically you have to cut this off to get it into an Escort. So what we've done is we now supply a bulkhead fitting with a little Doughty seal that goes on there, and then a nut that goes on the back of it, and that needs to be above the baffle. There's a baffle plate sits in there. So this is all scrap stuff that we're showing how it all works. There's a baffle plate goes in there. So also comes with a T-piece that allows you to join this pipe here to this pipe. And we do various different ones depending on whether you're black top, silver top, SD170 or our BDA cover. So we do effectively 3 kits, one for standard rocker covers, one for BDA rocker covers, one for the SD170. And they're available in 2 different colors, and you can configure these pipes because you can take these out wherever you want, so that you can get your breather where you want. So let's say if you've got it on this side of the engine bay and you want it to enter this side, or you want it that side and you want the breather on this side, then you can then move those about. So they're live on the website now. We'll put a link to those. So hopefully that explains the Zetec breather system, and also lets you know that these are available on the website as a kit. You can also buy these on their own. We'll put them up on their own, but currently they're as a kit, so that should you have a Zetec SE170 or indeed a Zetec with one of our rocker covers on, then you can buy that kit. So I think that's it for this Friday. Hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you again soon.